Hi.
Hi, Kayla. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Was it everything you envisioned and more, the game plan, all that kind of stuff? Do you feel you executed well in this performance?
Yeah, it went really fast. And I haven't had a chance. I did a lot of talking afterwards, so I didn't have a chance to do any replays. To be honest with you, I prepared and kind of expected and spent a lot of time visualizing 25 hard minutes, just because Julianna is a tough son of a gun and she's a fighter through and through. And I wasn't sure. I know she's durable, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. There were even moments in the first round where I wanted to kind of unleash, but just felt like, all right, 25 minutes is 25 minutes. Let's be smart here. And then in the second round, I heard the clapper. I was in a strong position with the Kimura grip. And this is a move that Coach Mako and I and Coach Mike and I drill quite a bit. Like, I feel pretty strong there. We go from Kimura to north-south to crucifix and, like, just over and over and over again. And so I heard the clapper, and I was like, well, let me just give it a little yank and see what happens. And next thing I know, he's pulling me off, saying that she tapped. I didn't even feel a tap, so I was like, oh, wow, I'm UFC champion.
Yeah, and you were on the 1 yard line, as you famously said. How does it feel to cross over to the end zone?
It feels pretty, it feels amazing. You know, a lot has happened in a very short amount of time just since I got out of the cage. Even while I was in the cage, a lot happened. But, you know, this belt right here, yes, best in the world, but this belt represents so much more than that. The journey to get here and the woman that I've become, from being 6 years old on my Mimi's couch watching the 96 Olympic Games to being here. I've been through some shit, and I feel like my spirit is unbreakable and my faith is unshakable, and who I am as a person is someone that I'm proud of. So yes, this belt is amazing, but the journey to get here is really what matters most to me.
Did she hurt you with the up kick, the illegal one in the opening round that cost her the point?
No, it hit my nose, and so, like, at first I was a little nervous that my nose is going to be messed up, but I was all right. Just kind of like, I think I said, what the fuck? But I'm all right.
Yeah, and then obviously you're celebrating. You invited Amanda into the octagon and everything. Was that something that you were hoping and, like, wanting to happen to actually come in there?
No, I mean, it wasn't like a planned thing. In my head, this is what I want. And I saw her on the Jumbotron, and I was like, let's make some, what do the kids call it? You know, aura magic or aura farm. I don't know what the hell they call it. Let's make some promotional magic right here. So I said, come on, let's go, girl.
Yeah, I think it worked out great.
Thank you.
When I spoke to Ali a couple days ago, he said, like, the perfect plan would be you guys first fight at 45 and then at 35. Mm-hmm. Any sense that could happen, or do you think it'll be for that belt in front of you?
I have no idea, but I'm open to. I just want to fight. I definitely want to fight Amanda. She's the greatest of all time. I want to be the greatest of all time. I've wanted that for a long time now. It's not personal. There's no bad blood. I don't care what weight we fight at, you know? Like, I walk around at 100 and... I'm not even going to tell you guys what I walk around at. Never mind.
I guess just lastly for me, when that fight does happen, we don't know when it'll be, but there's so much history. It's been talked about forever. She's been gone for a while at a different gym. You've been improving. Like, what do you think this fight looks like? Do you think you could go do her a similar way to Julianna? Will it be a way harder fight? Listen,
I'm going to give Amanda as much time as she needs to prepare. I want her to be the best her. I'm going to be the best me. We're going to go in there and make some absolute magic in the women's division. We're going to break some records and make some history, and we're both going to make a lot of money doing it, and we're going to bring women's MMA to a whole new level.
Kayla, front, right here. I know you said there was nothing personal with Julianna, but you know, at the press conferences when she's talking, you're saying, you know, I get paid to put my elbow through you. So when you're on top of her and you get to actually rain down elbows, is that in the back of your mind, or
no?
Just
I wish it was, but it's not. I'm not that petty. Ali says I'm petty, but I'm not. I'm just trying to do my job.
They showed you hugging for a prolonged period of time. Was that you doing like a prayer with her?
Yeah.
You weren't getting
So after the fight, I wanted to go make sure she was okay. Asked if I could pray with her. She said yes. We prayed, and then she prayed for me as well. And so it was kind of a beautiful full circle moment for me. Yeah, Julianna is a great fighter. She's a great promoter. This is an entertainment industry. She does her job very well. It's never been personal for me with her. I didn't know if it was personal for her or not, but apparently not. So it's all good. Like, it's all good.
And you said you didn't care what weight class you fight Amanda's, but like when would you want that fight? Is there like a perfect location you would want to fight her at?
Oh, a location. Send me location. Yeah, dude, I'd fight her on Mars. I don't care. Like, I want her to be ready, so I don't know how much she's been training, but I'll be ready.
Just last one for me. I'm sure you don't care, but a lot of fans are like, oh, stick this is the co-main event of John and Tom or stuff like that. But do you think this is a big enough fight that like you guys should have your own spotlight? Like you versus Amanda could carry the promotion of a main event pay-per-view?
Hey, I mean, I think we will, but dude, I'm a mom. Like, the earlier you put me on the card, the better. Sorry, that's lame of me. Of course, I would be honored to be a main event of a UFC pay-per-view. Like, of course. And I do think that her being her and me being me, I think it could happen, but
Have you had the chance to talk to your kids?
no. I mean, they better be asleep by now, or they're in big trouble. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Kayla, right here.
Yeah.
Kayla, so when Amanda comes into the cage, the first thing you guys do is hug.
Yeah.
You know, like, have you seen her really since kind of the gym dissipated, or like?
No, I haven't seen her since. I don't even remember the last time I saw Amanda. Maybe when she left the gym, I guess. So when did she leave the gym? After she lost to Julianna. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Did you have thought about, like, maybe when you guys did see each other? Because obviously you envisioned that you'd be fighting one another at some point. Did you think about, like, how you might react when you saw her? Did you surprise yourself at all, or?
No, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm a lot tougher in my head than in person. Like, yeah, I mean, not that I would say, I don't know. I just want to fight her, so I don't care. It's no bad blood. She did, yeah, we hugged, and then we faced off, dude, because we about to fight. Everything I've ever wanted is happening.
And I know I spoke to her this week, and she was saying she has been training twice a day, so there's certainly the training is there.
Good. I love to hear that.
She's targeting the end of the year, ideally, to
Nice.
come back. Does that line up with kind of your timeline?
I'll be ready.
All right, thank you.
Couple questions, more on the lighthearted side.
I love that.
Start off with, which is harder, the Emus or the ATT Fantasy Football League?
Oh, shit. Well, I did win the ATC Fantasy Football League the first year I was in it, didn't I, Daniel? Tell them.
Yeah, I remember that, but it's hard
Okay, I
to
didn't win it
repeat.
this year, though, I'll tell you.
It's hard to repeat.
To be honest with you, it's because I have a life, and all of those guys don't, okay? I have young kids. I have a blossoming career. I have emus. These guys just sit on their computers all day and look at grown men in tights. It's unbelievable. He's not ashamed.
All right, well, shots fired on that. Second question is, you worked really hard chaining different takedowns. The first one came a little easy in the first round. Second round, you had to go back and forth a few which ways. Mm-hmm. Was there one that you kept looking for or thought was going to be better?
No, I was just kind of surfing, just trying to see what was open and keep moving around, stay busy enough that they didn't think that I was trying to stall. But really, when I'm on the cage, I'm just trying to see what's there, what's possible.
And in the first, when you did get up kick, were you purposely trying to make sure your knee was on the ground when you postured, or was that just a happy accident?
I have no idea. I'm not second by second. I mean, usually I keep my knees on the ground unless I'm gonna throw their legs by and smash them in the face. So I think my knees were probably down because I usually keep them down.
Fair.
Kayla, right over here. You made this happen in very quick time in the UFC. I know it's been a long time coming for you and a lifetime worth of work, but 3 fights into the UFC is very, very respectable. How does it feel kind of making it happen so quick?
I mean, yeah, it feels pretty damn good. Feels surreal. I'll tell you, it's not easy, and yeah, everything. Usually, all the good things worth having are not easy to attain. So, although it has only been 3 fights, there's a lot that goes into those 3 fights, those 3 camps. Even, again, like you said, the lifetime before it to get to this moment. I've had a lot of help. It takes a village. I have a lot of people to be sending thank yous to, and this belt, a piece of it belongs to each and every one of them. So I'm just eternally grateful, and I'm blessed. I get to live my dreams out loud and chase them and teach my children that, this is how you live your life on fire.
I know you've walked into your gym with a championship belt before, but this one has to be a little bit more special. When you bring this belt to ATT for the first time, how do you expect that to go?
Man, that's probably one of the things I'm looking forward to most is just seeing my teammates, all of the coaches, all of the people who pour in to me and to this dream and who have helped make American Top Team probably the most dominant gym that this sport has seen ever. I'm just honored to be a part of it and to be the team captain of it and to bring home some more hardware.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Here, Kayla, Kayla over here.
Yeah.
I know obviously a lot in this build-up is going to be made about your past training with Amanda. I guess it's been years, but how much do you feel like you can take out of what you did with her and working with her, but also your team too, because they obviously were on the other side of the equation with her. Is that something that you feel like you already kind of have a blueprint for?
Yeah, I mean, a fight's a fight, Like, we're probably 2 very different people from who we were when we trained. I know I am a completely different person and fighter. I know my coaches have a lot of insight. They all trained with her for years. But I'm not going to focus. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to go out there and instill my will 1 round at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 exchange at a time, 1 breath at a time.
Thanks.
John over here from Tunnel Vision Sports. Prior to the fight, many had concerns with the rehydration and cut. However, due to the fight, it didn't seem to, cause any issues. That being said, what does it say about you just overall as a fighter, and what message does that send to any of the doubters?
Well, I think it says a lot more about my faith and my team than it says about me. I'm strong, but I'm not very strong by myself. So, I talk about it a lot, but that last pound, and specifically this time, the last 2 pounds, that was God, and that was the team that He's put around me. That was all of my coaches keeping me positive, like encouraging me. My weight cut specialist, Eric Peña, I really wanted to give up, and I didn't. I was like, what the hell am I doing? So, yeah, God and my team and Him putting them in my life is what I attribute that to. And I don't know, man. I guess I'm just built different, I guess, when it comes to all the other stuff. Everyone always thinks I'm a cheater or whatever. It's such an honor for me because I work really hard to be where I'm at and to be who I am. So I'm grateful for the doubters and the haters because that means they're watching.
Kayla, just one last one, because you have been asked it, and I know it's been asked a million times before you achieved this. What is more difficult, winning an Olympic gold medal or a UFC title? And now that you have this,
Dude, I
the
thought I was
greatest
gonna
combat
get away.
athlete of all time.
Oh, man. Shoot. This is a very bad spot for me because if I say it's harder to be a UFC champion, then all of the judo people will be mad at me. And if I say it's harder to be an Olympic champion, then all of the UFC people, they're both very special. This is like picking a favorite child. I don't have any favorite children, all right? I love them both. One of them gets on my nerves more than the other, but I love them both. I can't answer it. They're both special. They're both.
Are you the greatest?
Also, Henry, you owe me some motherfucking push-ups.
Kayla, right over here.
Yeah.
You had a beautiful moment with Mike Brown right after the submission. You guys had a really nice hug. Just
Yeah.
kind of what was said in that brief moment, if anything, and just how did it feel?
Dude, I
just
don't
having
even
that
know.
moment?
And Mike Brown's not even a hugger, you know? He's like a, he's not even a hugger, but I'm just like, we did it!
That changes
What did
for
we
UFC
say? I don't
champions.
even remember. We just were like, we did it. I don't know. We did it. This team did it. I couldn't have done it without them, 100%. Mike, Anderson, Mako, even Dan, you know, he keeps the lights on at the gym, so I'm grateful for him. I mean, all of my teammates, all of my training partners, all of the coaches that are back home right now, every doctor who's helped me get over an injury, every physical therapist who's taped up my knee, every my nutritionist, my chef, like all of these people play a very pivotal role in my life, the team behind the team. And without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, yeah, I'm a blessed woman. And I'm not blessed because of this, but I'm blessed because of those people that I'm talking about.
And I know the fight is just now happening and everything, but what would you consider Amanda's biggest strength, just looking off at it now?
I mean, I think she's gifted athletically. I think she's got natural power. Yeah, she's the greatest. She's the greatest. She's decent everywhere. Long arms, strong. Yeah, it's going to be a good fight.
Kayla, just one last question. You won your world title in front of President Trump tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Was that pretty cool for you? What was
Dude,
that like?
I know. Well, when I ran out, when I got in the octagon, I saw him and I bowed. Like, that's what you do in judo to show respect. And then after the fight, I went down there and dude, first I'm Dana's wrapping the belt around my waist, and then I'm giving Dana a kiss on his bald head because I said I would, so I did. Then we're walking out. He's like, you got to meet the president. So I'm walking out, and then the president of the United States is giving me a kiss on my cheek, and I was like, holy shit. And then Mike Tyson's right there. I was just like, am I in a movie right now? What's happening? Yeah, obviously always an honor. I'm big America fan, big fan of our country, and yeah, we live in the greatest place in the world, and I've had the opportunity and the privilege to represent it on the biggest stage in the world, and now again tonight representing Team USA in front of our leader is an honor, big time.
You gave him a performance not to forget. I don't think he'll forget that.
I hope not. I think I might go have to check out his house or something. That's what I heard.
Kayla, you have a very strong mentality. You got to hang out with some tennis stars, Serena Williams, Novak Djokovic, some GOATs. Did you guys share anything about mentality and grit and hard work with each other?
We didn't really get a super long time to chat. He was just finishing a match, and she was just leaving. So I know you're talking about the picture, but I have nothing exciting to say about that. It was just a quick photo op.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Last one. Can you talk a little bit more detail about what you said inside the cage? Were you really? You said you were serious about dropping out of the fight because the weight cut was too hard.
No. Okay. Yeah. No, I wasn't. No, I would have chopped off my leg to make it to this fight, but there are moments in your life where you have a choice, right? You have a choice to say I quit, or you have a choice to dig in your heels. And Thursday night was definitely one of those moments for me where I wanted to be anywhere else on earth than in that sauna, you know? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It sucks ass. If anyone, it's not pretty, but it's in those moments when your true character comes out and you're forged, and I've been forged in the fire, literally. I think that Dan and I were joking about it, I might be unbreakable. You can't kill me. I'm kind of like a cockroach, you know? It's just you can't get rid of me. And again, I give all of that to God. He's made me a hell of a weapon. Thank you guys so much.
All right, the gate tonight was $6.5 million. The attendance was 17,343, sold out. We have 3 of the 4 top 5 gates here. We're number 1, number 4, and number 5 all time. Tonight was number 4. Performance of the night went to you, Holland, Kayla, and Merab. They all won 50 grand.
So first of all, we'll talk about Merab, his great performance. He's starting to look like one of the best bantamweights of all time, if not the best. When you look at a performance like that, what do you think it takes to beat a guy like Merab at this point?
Yeah, I agree. We've been talking about that. We don't know. And Sean O'Malley came in 100% healthy, ready, mentally, physically, in every way you could be ready for this fight. And Merab finished.
Yeah. Do you think it's just a case of now that Merab can just keep racking up these wins, add to his legacy to just cement the fact that he's the best ever, or would you call him the best bantamweight of all time already?
Yeah, listen, he's definitely, he's there. And he will keep racking them up, I'm sure. The Umar rematch is interesting, you know. And it makes your legacy even better when you ran through everybody twice, so we'll see.
That could happen before the Corey Sandhagen fight? Or do you think?
No, okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Obviously, Kayla Harrison won, become the new champion, and I think sometimes people criticize women's MMA, but when her and Amanda faced off, it felt like a really big fight. Do you agree with how big that fight is, and do you think it's as big as it used to be when you originally wanted to make it back in the day?
I do, because I think, you know, now that she's come in the UFC and she's actually won the belt and fought her way up, and, you know, Amanda, people respect what Amanda did here, so I agree with you. It felt big. It was a badass stand. It was all organic. That was fake. We had no intentions of her going up into the octagon. I actually had to tell the guys to let her up. They weren't even letting her in. So, yes.
Okay. I want to ask you about something else outside of tonight. It's a conversation we've had many times now, the Tom Aspinall-John Jones fight. It's a bit different now, right? Because John's been tweeting a lot about the fact that he's told you his plans, he's ready to vacate the belt, and all the rest of it.
He said he's ready to vacate the belt?
He said he doesn't care if you strip him, he would vacate it.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, I've been busy. I haven't been keeping up with the gossip. He comes back. He's either back today or came back yesterday or whenever he's in Thailand. So he's home. We'll be home tonight. And Tuesday, we'll figure this out.
If he doesn't fight, because he also called out Francis Ngannou. He said he'd rather fight Francis, which I assume.
Who did?
John.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that interested in that then. But if he doesn't fight Tom Aspinall and he does walk away, do you think he's ducked him? Would you?
Tom Aspinall's the guy. He's the guy. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see how this plays. Listen, if the guy wants to retire and doesn't want to fight, nothing you do. I didn't want Habib to retire. I thought DC should have stayed in it longer. So it's none of my business. I'll do what I can to make the fight if we can. If he's talking that crazy shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and last one on this. I remember the time when GSP announced he was walking away after the Johnny Hendricks fight, and you said he owes it to the belt and the company to at least defend it against the guy that rightfully should fight for it. Do you think that's kind of the same here with John?
Yeah, but John's been John's been John since he walked in the door here. And yeah, I was younger then. Yeah. Realize shit doesn't go the way you would like it to go all the time.
Dana, what did you make of Patchy Mick's performance? Because it felt like when he came into the UFC, there was a bit more buzz from the diehard fans than the Chandlers and the MVPs. Because Patchy's in his prime, he's 21-1, he was the reigning champion coming over, and then online it just the kind of the narrative was that was not the Patchy Mix we had seen the last several years in there against Mario. So I'm curious, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it happen before when you come from the smaller shows and get to the UFC. Some people shine and some people have a rough time. It's not easy. So.
And with Merab, is he just like a promoter's dream? Because he's a character. He does have exciting fights. He said he wants to defend the belt 2 more times this year, which is 4 title fights in 1 year. Is he just a promoter's dream?
Yeah, I love that. And he looks better every time he fights too. He looked really good tonight. He's.
Similar question about Joshua Van. He's 23. He's like 2-0, 3-0 this year. He wants to fight 5-6 times this year. He's already saying he wants to fight in San Antonio at Noche UFC. So the broadcast seems to think he's a budding star at flyweight.
Anybody who talks like that and says, I want to fight as many times this year, it's the greatest thing you can do for yourself. If you're really built that way, when you look at the old-time fighters in boxing, some of those guys used to fight every weekend. So yes, when that is your mentality, I agree with the guys. And if you can win, look at Hamzat when we were in Fight Island. He's like, I want to fight again next weekend. Yeah. I said, okay, love it.
Same for Kevin Holland. He won, and he says he wants the worst welterweight in the division, and says he wants to fight Colby Covington.
It's a fun fight.
Yeah. And then just last one for me, more unrelated to this fight, but Turkey made it seem like you weren't going to be promoting the Terrence Crawford-Canelo fight. Is there anything you can kind of clear up on that?
He made it feel like I wasn't?
Yeah, well, he said that someone else was promoting it. He didn't say no TKO. He just didn't include your name in a tweet, and people kind of freaked out online about where'd Dana go.
I'm going to tell you what's awesome, man. So there's a lot of fucked up things about boxing, but they don't say shit. Nobody talks. It's the most amazing thing. If we sign a deal, I gotta fucking get on my phone quick and go, hey, we just fucking, because 90,000 people will be out there talking about it. These guys don't talk. I'm promoting the fight.
Is that fight happening in Vegas still? Because
I'll let you guys know when it's time to let you know.
Dana here. To go back to Merab and his desire to have 4 title defenses this year, that's never happened before. The most was 3, and a few fighters have done that. Would you be willing to accommodate that schedule for him if he wants to do
I never say no to guys that want to fight too much.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Yeah. And just Kayla, obviously Olympic gold medalist, 2-time now UFC champion, 2-time PFL champion. Where would you rate her, I guess, amongst the greatest combat sports athletes overall resume?
Well, she just won tonight. Let's let her defend a couple times, and and obviously she's going to fight the GOAT. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, what she's accomplished as an athlete, period, is awesome.
She was in here talking about how hard the weight cuts on her, and it was really scary Thursday night. I talked to Ali a few days ago. He's like, I'd love to see her fight Amanda first at 45, and then maybe a rematch at 35. Would you ever entertain doing that fight first at 45?
I don't know. Well, we haven't got into that yet. You know, tonight just sort of happened. You don't know who's going to win. Julianna's a little maniac, so who knows how that fight was going to go. But now that we know, and we know that Amanda really does want to fight her, we'll start figuring out all the details.
Yeah. And to go back to the thing on John Jones, did you see the petition online from the fans?
Yeah.
What did you just make of that?
Every human on earth was DMing it to me, and yeah, I saw it.
I know you say you always listen to the fans and give the fans what they want. I'm just curious what you make of that.
How many fans are there worldwide now? What's the number? It's 400 million or something like that. Yeah, 130,000 people want to see him stripped.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not enough.
No, I'm not saying that. It's kind of fucking silly.
Sure. We didn't see you in Montreal. What did you think of Jack Del Madalena's title win over Bilal Muhammad?
Yeah, incredible performance.
Yeah. And you're looking at Islam and Jack for some time this year?
We're working on some stuff, yeah.
And just last thing, do you have any updates on the rights negotiations deal for the U.S.? Are talks happening? When could we hear an announcement?
We're into it. We're deep into it. Could happen in June, July, August, or September.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Could you talk to us about Zombie on your right, Dana?
Yeah.
Talk to us about Zombie Jr. Talk.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's funny. That guy came off looking for a fight, and so did Merab. I'm glad I signed him.
He can strike pretty well. We going to get a good step up in competition from soon, or just going to?
I don't know. He just won tonight. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Did you sign the petition?
No, I did not.
Dana, back here. A couple of things. Did you notice the thing just before Merab was walking out? There was like a kind of a fence collapse issue or something. Did you see that and kind of what we were?
Yeah, it's our second one in 25 years. Yeah, everybody was hanging over the edge and it collapsed. Everybody was all right. And thank God this time it was a low one, not a high one.
Obviously, you know, this John Jones thing is what a lot of people are talking about. I wonder, is there anything that PFL or Francis could do to make that a realistic option for you guys, or are you fully focused on Aspinall?
Yeah, it's Aspinall's fight. I mean, we've been talking to this kid forever about it, and it's his fight. Listen, you can't make people fight. If John doesn't want to fight, can't make him fight. We can try to make him fight. We can throw things at him that inspire him to want to fight, but we'll figure it out.
Regarding this TKO boxing thing, it did seem kind of interesting because I know that there was the Netflix upfronts, and I believe there were rumors that perhaps something was going to happen there with this Canelo and Crawford event. Turkey was pretty big on making it clear that you would be the head promoter, and then he did say, actually, you were going to be head promoter, and they didn't have a broadcaster, and then it was actually Sella's going to promote it, and it's going to be DAZN pay-per-view, Ring Magazine, all of that stuff. I guess what exactly happened in the last couple of weeks?
I don't really know. Listen, we're at work at UFC headquarters. I'm in my own little world, man. I don't pay attention to any of that shit. I know what's going on. I know what we're doing, and I don't really pay attention to that stuff. It doesn't matter to me.
What was the last conversation you had with Turkey like, and how often are you guys in communication?
Shit, I don't even remember the last time I talked to him, but
that can't be good.
We're good. It's very good. No, we're very good.
Thank you.
All right.
Dana, up front to your left. Down here.
Yep.
So when Amanda, was announced as joining your UFC Hall of Fame a couple of months back, and then within an hour she's saying she wants to return to the cage. Did you guys know that going in when you were planning to give her an honor?
Yeah, she had been talking for a long time. I think that if Kayla made it to become a UFC world champion, that she would be interested in fighting her. So, but you never know. We're talking about John Jones now for the last however many months. So she showed up here tonight. She wanted to get up in the octagon. We let her. They faced off, and here we go.
When you're thinking about giving this honor, typically you see it to fighters who've been out of the game for a little while, as Amanda was, right? We now have a situation. She's going to be coming up in a couple weeks. She's going to make a speech and everything, looking back at her career, while also looking forward to a really big fight coming up. It's kind of an interesting situation. Is that something you try to avoid typically when you're giving out this honor?
Never thought about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I spoke with Amanda earlier this week. She was saying kind of her timeline ideally would be returning by the end of the year. Does that line up with something the UFC would like to get done?
Well, like I say all the time, this just ended. We'll get back to the office and figure out what works for everybody. And yeah, I wouldn't imagine it's something that she's been off, and I don't know if she's been training. I don't know what she's been doing.
Do you know she's in the testing pool?
Is she in the pool? No, she's not in the pool either. So.
One question about Sean, too. Obviously, 2 back-to-back losses to the same champion, a dominant champion here, puts him in kind of a weird place career-wise because it's almost like that Max Holloway thing, lose twice to Volkanovski in back-to-back succession. What do you kind of see for him going forward?
Well, O'Malley's got to go home, take some time off, spend some time with his family, do all this stuff, and then let us know what he's thinking. I have no idea where his head's at or where his head's going to be in a month. So this is one of those things, you let this kid go home and enjoy his life for a little while and clear his head and figure out what he wants, and then come back and tell us, and we'll figure it out.
In theory, 45 could be an option. Is that something you'd be up for, or just...
Would I be up for what?
Seeing him go to 45.
Oh, I don't know. That's up to him.
Thank you.
Dana, right back here. it was kind of crazy how much interest John showed in the Francis Ngannou fight. Like, there was some tweets going back and forth. What would happen if he came to you and says, like, I'll fight, but I won't fight Aspinall, I would fight Ngannou? Would you even be interested in that or no?
I don't have Ngannou on her contract, and Aspinall's the guy.
Right. If you were put in the position, would you maybe try to get Ngannou back under contract or no?
Probably not.
Yeah. Understood. I'm just curious. But
I understand.
Last question for you is, I feel like the sport of MMA is starting to see some little bit of a change, right? You don't see champions making 5, 6 plus defenses anymore. A lot of them are kind of like 2, 3 and out, which goes to show that the sport is evolving kind of deal. Why do you think that is? Why do you think we're seeing kind of, shorter reigns, if you will?
Shorter?
Like title reigns.
Oh, yeah, got it. I see what you're saying. Well, Merab might. We'll see what happens with Merab. It depends on the talent. I mean, the guys that did those type of defenses, whether it was John Jones, who is considered by many the greatest of all time, Anderson Silva. I mean, I don't know if it's that the sport is definitely evolving, and it's going to continue to evolve. But I don't know.
And last question, in a few weeks you'll take the promotion to Azerbaijan for the very first time. What are you expecting out there? How excited are you to cross off another place to bring the UFC?
Yeah, I love it, and I like going to new places and exposing the live event to people. We had a bunch of people here tonight who had never been to a live event before, and when you talk to people after they see it live, it's different than watching it on television. So anytime I can get that experience to bring people in that have never been, I love it. It's literally my goal over the next however many years till I drop dead. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Hey Dana, over here. Mm-hmm. Is a Pantoja Merab super fight something you're open to in the future?
Never even thought about it till you just said it. I'm open to anything that makes sense and that people want to see.
Also, you recently came out with the energy drink Form. If anyone wants to try it out, what's some flavors you recommend?
The Form? Oh, well, obviously everybody is going to have their own opinions and their own. For mine is orange right now, but Lene loves the grape. I don't know. You got to choose for yourself. I'm orange. She's grape. The Screamin' Freedom is like the old Bomb Pops. And then I've never been like a blue Raz or any of that shit kind of guy. But that's pretty good, too. Thanks.
Dana right here. We haven't seen you since UFC 315, as Mike said. Valentina Shevchenko defended her title again. I know in the past you said you really liked the Zhang Weili super fight. Do you feel like with where those divisions are now, that you've had a month maybe to think about the matchmaking for Valentina, that now is the time to make that fight?
Sure.
So that will definitely be next.
I'm going to get back, and we got matchmaking on Tuesday. And
I tried. Thanks.
We good?
Dana,
yeah.
Dana right here.
Yeah.
Alex Bahunin tweeted out that as of today, there will be no September pay-per-view. Can you confirm or deny that?
No September. Oh, Noche? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so there's no UFC pay-per-view in September this year.
Yeah, right? Yeah. We're going to go, we don't have a date for that one yet, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so what happened was we were going to be down in Mexico. The arena's not ready for us, so we had to.
Yeah, just screwed up plans. Gotcha. So I've been debating this all week personally, but I wanted to know your thoughts. Is Kayla Amanda bigger than Amanda Cyborg was back then?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. The sport's bigger, yeah.
Hey, Dana. Congratulations on another successful event.
Thank you.
You now have your hand in the BJJ world with the UFC BJJ kicking off. Obviously, you own the MMA world and getting into the boxing world, which you will own.
The slapping world.
Slapping world. My apologies. But your boy, I'm sure you've heard of him, Joe Rogan, on his podcast mentions countless times that he would love for you to get into the kickboxing world. Have you ever thought about getting into the art of 8 limbs?
No, I did. I shouldn't say no. Maybe I did. 20 years ago, we were looking at some stuff. when I was younger, and I was a huge boxing fan, I used to like kickboxing too. I used to watch kickboxing on ESPN, and remember when they used to say the kick of the 80s? It was, kickboxing was the kick of the 80s or some shit like that, but it never really happened. And, I don't know, it's just not, I have to feel it and really like it, and, it's just, not that I don't like kickboxing, it's just, I don't want to promote it. I like Muay Thai too, but, why would I pick kickboxing over Muay Thai? Why not do Muay Thai? Which I think is way more violent. Yeah, I'm not into it.
Dana, other way, over here.
Yep.
Yeah, one more thing on just John. I know you said you can't make him fight Tom, and it's ultimately up to him. I know you've basically been on every wave in this sport. In your heart, do you believe that this is just the process, or is it ultimately you'll get him to fight in your mind?
It's definitely the process with John Jones. I've been going through this since the day he started here, and it's definitely the process.
Do you believe it ultimately will happen, though?
Him and Anderson Silva, every time, throughout the history of being in business with those guys, when it comes time to get them fight, it's like dealing with artists. It's interesting.
That's your gut. Like, in your gut right now, does it tell you that fight will end up happening?
What's that?
Like, in your gut, do you think that fight will ultimately end up happening?
Yeah, I've been saying it since the beginning, and John Jones agreed to do the fight. So John Jones was offered the deal and accepted the deal.
Dana.
Yeah.
Dana here. Heading into the fight, some people had concerns of a lackluster card, essentially of the entire card. However, I wanted to know personally, what did you think of the card tonight? Because it looked like the place was rocking.
Yeah. How did that start? You said people were expecting a lackluster card?
Yeah, people saw the card, and it got a lot of feedback on Twitter and things of that nature. People expected a lackluster card. However, tonight seemed really exciting.
Yeah, that's the goofiest shit of all time when people start talking about fights or cards before they happen. If you want to judge a card, judge it after it happens. And, if you think fights were lackluster or the card didn't live up to expectations, it's like I've been hearing this shit for 25 years. So, but I thought the card was good. It was a fun night. Yeah, and at the end of the day, if you look at, there's 4 performance of the night bonuses tonight. That's a good night. Try again.
Sean O'Malley said that he didn't see a trilogy coming again with Chito Vera, but after his result tonight, would you say, is it possible to see this fight coming maybe in the future?
Chito Vera and who?
And Sean O'Malley.
Again, anything is possible.
Because they are one-on-one, right? It could be.
Yes, ma'am. Anything is possible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Dan, just to clarify there, you said John has agreed to the fight with Tom.
To clarify, you said that John agreed to fight Tom, yes?
John agreed to fight Tom?
Is that what you just said there? Before, like on the last answer, you said...
John agreed to fight Tom, yes.
So but he hasn't signed a contract,
right? Yeah.
That's
you guys have heard me for the last however long. I said, I guarantee you this fight's going to happen. This fight's going to happen. Fight's going to happen. You guys told me the crazy shit that was going on Instagram and all these other places. But yes, I've been saying John is going to fight Tom.
So there was some rumors out there that you guys had offered him his fuck you money and he turned it down.
Unless you hear it come from here or we put out a press release, don't believe any of this bullshit. It's like the Turkey stuff, you know what I mean? And everybody's saying, I know Turkey said some stuff, but unless we come out and say something, it's all bullshit. I just don't get sucked into that stuff anymore. I don't even care. I don't even listen to it. And most of the time, the shit that I hear that happens, I hear from you guys when I come to things like this. Otherwise, I don't care and I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. But yes, John agreed to fight Tom. Fact. Good? Thank you, guys. Good night.
after. The belt. Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Merab, the front right here. First of all, congratulations on another successful defense. I guess, you know, the first fight, you thought you won fairly easily. Sean and a bunch of other people made excuses. It was the hip, it was the lighting, it was all this, and then you went and submitted Sean O'Malley. So I guess, how happy are you with the performance and just overall, how was the fight?
I'm really happy. It was today's special day because we was fighting here close to New York, New Jersey. You know, I start professional career here. I start my first steps in United States here. It was so hard, like many years ago. But today I was fighting for the belt. Mr. President Donald Trump was here. Dana White, Hunter Campbell, and all my Georgian people was here. All the immigrants and all my friends from New York, from New Jersey, the teammates. And it doesn't get any better than this. I'm so happy and grateful.
Well, you may have finished him with a submission, but even in those first few rounds, you were finding some success on the feet as well. You were landing a lot of power shots in there. So I guess what was the game plan, if there was anything in there? Was it to kind of rush at him and tire him out and submit him, or was it to try to showcase your striking in there too?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm just getting better everywhere. I'm not only focused for one thing. And then I was just keep doing my thing in training. Yeah, like, you know, during the training camp, the game plans change. Sometimes I'm doing like body shots good. I'm going to punch his body shots. Sometimes I look good in striking. I'm going to keep striking. Sometimes at this camp, I was not thinking to like wrestling much. You know, I was ready for maybe like how he was talking and making excuses. I'm like, okay, maybe this guy really wasn't his night. Maybe he's something special, and maybe he's gonna stop my wrestling takedowns, and then I have to go strike. And I was ready. That's why I was giving him again too much respect this time. Him too, like, you know. Anyway, first time, like I said, this one I was. Fighting first time for the belt, and I wanted to win this, you know, and I was winning. I know I was winning, and I don't risk it too much. You know, I want to just grab it one time. I just want to win one time, and win, and then I can now, like, I risk it today. Not risk, but I play more open today. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to win the first time, especially against dangerous opponent like Sean O'Malley is, and. Okay, I will tell you. Yeah, so the game plan was to fight wherever fight will go. I was ready for everywhere. But let me tell you one fact, guys. In this training camp, my friend Aljamain Stanley helped me so much, and he don't have a fight. He's getting married. He don't really like sparring much, but he was sparring with me 3 times a week, and he was 2 times better than Sean O'Malley. Striking. He wasn't not trying to shoot me, take me down. You know, I don't know, like, you know, but that proves again that not always best fighter wins. You know, O'Malley got really lucky against Aljo, but I'm grateful for my friend Aljamain Sterling, and I tell him today I have to split my bonus and give him half. Let's go, brother. That will be my wedding gift, you know. But I will never pay your gift, or, you know, you are the man. Thank you, bro.
In that first round, it seemed like he had some good takedown defense. He kept getting up, he kept shaking you off. Did he feel better in there or healthier in there, like he was saying?
Yes, much better. Yeah, for sure. He was much better. Maybe not only that, he knew my moves, and then he picks his mistake with me. You know, when you fight same guy, of course you're not gonna make same mistakes, or you're not gonna let him take him down same way. Like, you know, it's usually different fights, and he was better than this time for sure.
And obviously, we saw the video clip online of Corey Sandhagen coming up and congratulating you and shaking your hand. So is that the guy that you want? And if so, like, what do you make of him as an opponent?
Yes, top of my head, he's the best deserving guy in this division right now. Especially he was fighting always the best of the best. He was company guy, and he's very respectful guy, hard worker guy, good, super talented, super good, and I think he deserved the most. And if UFC wants, I'm happy. I want to be busy.
You said you want to be busy and you want 2 more title defenses. So I guess when do you want to fight again?
I'm just going 2 weeks vacation. 1 week in my country, Georgia. I'm going with Nina Drama and some of my friends also. We're gonna see some of cool of Georgia parts and enjoy good food, traveling, and then week after I'm going to Azerbaijan. There we are next to each other, and after Azerbaijan I'm coming straight back to support Ilya Topuria, and I'm ready. Whenever UFC wants me, I will fight, no problem.
And then last one for me. What did you make of Patchy Mick's performance in there? Because a lot of people online were very confused by his game plan or lack of game plan. They thought it didn't look like the Patchy that we had seen in Bellator.
Yeah, once again, Patchy Mix is a great fighter. I was training with him, and he's the toughest sparring partner for sure. And then his jiu-jitsu and grappling is another level. And once he takes your back, he can sit here, he can make a phone call with family, He's really good, and he has a good guillotine choke. But, some days not always best day for you. And then today, he can't show that he's really skilled, but I'm sure he will come back from this, and then he will show more good fights, and But I'm happy for him. I think he wanted to be in UFC, and he will come back from this, and he will have a big career. I believe he will have a big future for sure.
Merab, you're here. We talked about at Media Day, this is now your 13th straight win, and you're in that very exclusive club of fighters to win 13 or more. I know you said you didn't want to think about it too much before, but now that you're there, what does it mean to be in this collection of some of the greatest fighters ever?
Yeah, man, I will never think about if I come this far, especially I got controversial lost my first 2 fights in UFC, and I was hoping UFC don't cut me because I lost controversial first 2 fights. And now we came this far, but I'm grateful. It's hard to imagine for me. I'm just a regular guy coming from some small country, from village, and I just have a hope, and I just have this goal to fight UFC, and now I'm making histories. This is great, but I want to tell you guys, all the media, all the UFC employers, thank you so much, because without you guys, we are nothing. We are just fighters, but if we don't have guys like you working 24 hours, showing little things to like these things, we are nothing. And thank you so much for doing this, guys. You guys works. I recognize work and respect.
No, I don't think we work nearly as hard as it's taken you to get that belt, but appreciate it anyways. You got 5 more takedowns tonight. You're 3 away from having 100 in your UFC career. Do you think you get that in the next fight?
Okay, I will get for you.
Yeah.
No problem.
And Dana was in here before, and he was talking about your ambitious schedule, trying to get 4 title defenses this year. And he said, what will make you even more impressive is when you start beating the guys twice, and you did that with Sean tonight. Who do you think is going to be the most likely next rematch for you after Corey? Dana said he'd like to see you fight Umar again at some point. Piotr Jan's out there. Which one of these guys do you think is going to come around?
No problem. I am a champion now, and I just want to be busy. And whoever UFC thinks they are most deserving guy, I'm fighting next. I love fighting. I'm just grateful. Longest some bullshit fighters don't respect me, I'm happy.
Merab, staying up here. Obviously, we know Corey Sandhagen seems like he's going to be the next guy. If it's not another rematch thereafter, who's another fresh opponent that could be of interest to you that you think might be kind of the next person on the horizon, maybe after Corey? I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I was curious. You must look at the whole division. Like, who do you see coming up?
I mean, I was thinking Peter Yan, but he has now another challenge fight, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know top of my head. I was what I see now. Corey Sandhagen is Mario. Yeah, Mario good looks good. You know, he has a long win streak. You know, he's good. Yeah. So like I said, guys, you know, guys, as long as they deserve to fight for the belt, I'm good. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm not making decision. UFC makes decision. And I'm happy with that, you know. I'm happy because I don't have to think about, you know, whoever UFC will put in front of me, I will fight.
Now, there's no pay-per-view in September, so you know you can't necessarily have like June, September, December to try and get 4 fights in. Right. So you might be looking at like October and then December. Does that sound like something you're up for?
Yes, for sure. Why not? Yeah, I would like to, but now that if I cannot make 2 more fights this year because there is no September, then now November is New York. So I would love to fight New York, or December must be usually in Vegas, and I would even like Vegas, you know. So like now there is money, good options. So hopefully UFC give me a new opponent, and yeah, I'm ready.
You know, you mentioned New York, obviously, and you've lived in New York. You have a home in New York still. You worked construction in New York, probably not too far from here, I would imagine.
Yes.
What would it mean for you to kind of fight in that building, that Madison Square Garden? Do you have the same reverence for it that a lot of people do?
Yeah, for sure. Like I always wanted to fight New York, but I never fought before New York because you know, like I'm trying to make a UFC Georgia and take. You know, it's taking time, but other than if I can fight Georgia, like New York is like my home, but I'm okay. I'm you know, if happens, this happens, but I'm not really focused. The fight in UFC, any building, any location, I'm happy and I'm good.
How was it though competing in front of New Jersey? You started your pro career, of course. You've had many fights here. They haven't all gone your way, but this one clearly very much did. Did you enjoy fighting in front of these fans here? They were not always on your side necessarily. Some of them were in Sean's corner, but you did have the last laugh, of course.
Yes, it was good to fight here in New Jersey, and I'm super professional. Like I tell you, like. It was nice, of course, see some Georgian fans, New Jersey, New York fans, and it was cool to fight here, but you can make me fight in whatever you want to make me fight, dark room, and I will still fight, and, you know, like, I don't know, like, you know, I fought at the spear, wherever, I enjoy it, wherever I fight, I'm good, I'm grateful. Long as I make weight, then after I'm happy, but let me fight whatever you want to fight.
Congratulations, thank you.
Merab over here. Congratulations on your win. You just said you're going to go back to Georgia.
Yes.
Last time that you went back, the receivement for the people was amazing. What does it mean for you to be now the face of this sport in your country, now that you're sharing this with Ilya Topuria and also Roman Dolidze and all this, the guys that wants to follow a dream and has you as an example?
Yes, this is a big moment for me, and then now I'm sure all my country will be up already watching my fights, and they will be super happy, celebrating. All my country will be happy, and yeah, this time I'm gonna go again my country, and I'm gonna announce what day I go, and then I'm sure the airport will be packed, and also wherever I will meet, some fans will be packed. This is big moment for us as a small country, Georgia, and somebody from small country fighting in US and UFC and main event and for the belt. Of course, it's big for it's really big. But one moment I want to mention, when I was young, I wanted to be athlete because I want to represent my country outside of my country. I was living in Georgia. I speak only Georgian, and I don't really see much. I grow up like I don't even have a TV until I was 12, and I don't even really it was no electricity in my car because we was coming from the war, 1991, and we was growing up as a new, and it doesn't even make sense to have a what's the word really? Refrigerator, because light was going and come maybe, so anyway, I come from nothing, but I lost my point, whatever, but I'm just grateful. Okay, I started fighting in the sport for, I want to represent my country, and I think I'm doing okay, then I'm happy that I can make my country people, Georgian people proud, and should be good motivation for every small country or even whatever country, even, just good motivation to represent your country, and I'm happy. This is big motivation for me to represent my country, and just make them happy.
Thank you, Merab.
Right over here, Merab. As we continue to watch your career unfold, there's a lot of people that are arguing for you to be at their top of the list in terms of the bantamweight GOAT. There's been a lot of people, especially after this victory. Who's on your list of top bantamweights, and what does it mean to be considered, someone that people are seeing number one right now?
Thank you so much. Yes, I will say once again, this is means a lot for me to even mention my name to that. That's you guys. That's up to you guys to say that if I'm there or not. But how I can Aljamain Sterling used to beat me, still beat me, and he has how many wins you have, Aljo, in UFC? Yeah, 20-something win in UFC, and then and he so he beat a lot of good guys, and he's the GOAT, and he has a lot of fights in UFC, a lot of win, and he's been great champion, and he still beat my ass, so he's the best. He's the big brother.
So as long as the GOAT is you or Aljo, you're happy. You're good.
I'm happy.
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Hey, Aljo, I'm gonna drink Funk Harbor in your wedding. I'm gonna chunk. I'm gonna get drunk.
Merab,
I'm gonna be Georgian.
talk to us, if you would, about, over here on your right, would you talk to us about the finish? There's a little bit of confusion. Was that a choke or a neck crank that he tapped to?
I don't know name. Sorry. But I'm hitting this choke in the gym, usually in jiu-jitsu. And John Wood was always begging me to, in the sparring, hit more submission. And I never complained once, because when we're sparring, we have a big puppy gloves, we have wraps inside. It's very hard to attack either armbar, leg lock, choke with the big puppy. That sometimes doesn't even make sense to, in the sparring. And then also we have a great sparring partner, like young guys, and I don't want to make them tired or something like this. And I don't even try in sparring, but in jiu-jitsu I do this. And I was doing it in training. So now I did. I don't know name. You know name, coach? North, south.
So it
Not
was
a
actually a
ninja
choke and not a neck crank that got him, yeah?
Aljo, what's the name?
Reverse ninja?
Hey, hey, let's call machine choke.
Last technical question. There was a really great sit-out trip you got where you got your leg underneath his and sucked his leg out underneath him. It was about maybe 3 minutes left in the round. Was that something you normally practice? Because we haven't seen something like that, I think, from anybody in quite some time, getting just that particular suck out on when he was up against the cage. Or do you just not remember this? I saw it, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I have many tools in my pocket, and I don't really remember and whatever. But, the one thing for sure, I show again, I'm much better than him. Thank you.
Merab, over here. Your coach, John Wood, he lets you be yourself. He knows how to coach you through the chaos, the good, the bad. How grateful are you to have someone like him in your corner?
Yeah, I'm very grateful for John Wood. I start here training Long Island with Coach Ray Longo and Metzera. And first time I go in Vegas, 2020, it was COVID time, and everything was closed and comfortable, and we was back and forth. But it's so comfortable to live in Vegas, and for fighter, I think is the best. Anyway, and I started training in Syndicate, and I like the training classes, everything. But to pick the coach, I was very picky. Like I'm loyal, and I love my coaches Ray Longo and Metzera. And then long time, I was not working with one-on-one like with John Wood, but and then I like his personality, I like his style, I like everything. And then now every time I sparring, he's like he's holding joystick. He's telling me do this, and I'm doing it. So and it works very good, and I'm grateful for John. Thank you so much. And we're showing that we're getting better and better. And
Congratulations.
Merab, back here. Could you tell us what exactly happened during your ring walk there? Obviously, there was a little barrier collapse, and it sounded like a lot of people fell on top of you.
That's not funny because so what happened was I'm walking and people tried to touch me, and then I tried to jump, touch them, and I guess they pushed the barrier, and they went jump, and then they almost kicked me in the head, and they almost knocked me out before I walk in. The barrier got broke or something because people push. And then then security put me against the wall, and I'm like, bro, I'm a fighter, let me go, Anyway, that was, thank God, and they told me after nobody got hurt, and everything was good. Do you understand what happened? So they pushed because I tried to touch them, and then they pushed barrier, and they broke it.
What was going through your mind during all of that? It must have been not exactly ideal right before you go out for the biggest fight of your life.
I see what happened. I'm just professional, and I don't. Nothing I can do that time. I cannot really help people, or I cannot really do this. Happened, and I have to to act again. I was fighting.
I guess the fans just love you so much, right?
Second.
I guess the fans just love you too much, right?
Oh, I'm grateful. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Merab, congratulations.
Thank you.
Who can stop the machine?
I guess myself, I don't know who can stop. This is sport. Everything is possible. Like I said, anybody pretty much, it's a fight. And then when two guys locked in a cage, one guy will lose, and who knows? I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just getting better, and I'm a fighter, and it's a sport, and everything happen.
You can tell me about Sterling, a guy who has been a multiple bantamweight champion and still very humble.
Sterling?
No?
One more time?
Tell me about the invisible work that Sterling does to help you to become better and better.
Yeah. So, Aljamain Sterling, he's just humble and good teammate, always. He was already, I think, CFFC champion when I met him, and I don't even have an official pro fight. And then he was always helping and sharing his knowledge to other professional fighters, and then he was willing to help us and recognize or sharing his knowledge, and he's good. Aljo played a big impact in my career, like to look up to him, training with him, and just be his training partner, and just I'm just grateful for him.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone. მადლობა ყველას. საქართველო მიყვარხართ, მალე შევხვდებით და რა ვიცი, მოკლედ დიდება უფალს გაუმარჯოთ ჩვენ ქვეყანას. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Hey, media peeps, we're going to have this area for about another hour. When y'all head out, if y'all could just take your trash with you, that would be super dope and make my life a lot easier. Thank y'all.